Welcome, and today we are going to be using the M27 IAR, which is the US Marines' current service rifle, and I'll show you how to build it. With the regular HK416, retract the stock as much as you want to. We are not going to change any of the core components actually. For the front sight, just remove it. We'll add the CAC front base. Once you've added that, fold it down as well. For the lower Picatinny, we will put on the CAC VPG. For the Picatinny on the left and right, we will put on the CAC 9 rib. For the magazine, we'll put on the PMag M3 windowed, and on the bottom, you can put the Magpul 223. On the muzzle, we'll put on the War Comp as usual, and you can also put on a suppressor. You don't need to put on one because it doesn't really change performance, but I prefer using it. On top, we'll use the Trijicon TA51 thumb screw flat top. And on that, we'll put on the TA11D back. On the back, we'll put on the RM35 ACOG RMR mount. And on top of that, we'll put on the RMR. Your build is now done. All that's left to do is change the ammo to M855. Here is a quick accuracy test. Standing. Crouching. Prone. Almost no recoil on crouching and prone. This is good. Over the last few days, I've been able to record good games on my favorite map, Pearl of the Orient. It really is a joy coming back to this map and popping heads. So what are my final thoughts on the M27 IAR? And maybe even my final thoughts on Pearl of the Orient, the map. Let's start simple with the M27 IAR. This gun single-handedly proves that you do not need much ergo when it comes to making a gun. Although it is good to have a lot of ergo, as Apuhli says, it's not the end-all be-all, especially for a setup with a 14.5 GPR basis. Additionally, since it's an HK416, the weight is higher, and most of the time ergo attachments add a lot of weight. Thus, it is not really that viable to make an ergo HK416 unless it's the only thing in your inventory or loadout. Personally, I like to find a good balance, and on this one, the good balance is leaning more towards recoil and bullet velocity rather than ergo. It's also amazing how different loadouts and weapons from real life that translate very well into Deadline, and that it's actually fun and effective to use what the soldiers actually use in our games. Now onto the map. I have a very fond appreciation for this map. Pearl of the Orient is amazing in map design, and I personally find it to be my favorite map. There's so much variation in terms of the elevation and the buildings. On one hand, you have a building that has the advantage given to the security side, where they have the high ground, and thus you need to move smartly and tactically to be able to capture the C point. And on the other hand, we have a parking complex that is amazing for both close range and long range battles. In fact, I think it's the best map to test new guns on because it has everything that the other maps do. It has the close range gunfights of Museum in the parking lot. It has the open shooting gallery, I'd say, of claustrophobic V3's central area. It has the close range gunfights in a different way of claustrophobic V4's central building, and it has the long range lanes and high ground that are found on maps like Sandstorm. The variation in elevation really is something that I'd say greatly improves the experience you have on this map. So, in conclusion, I spent more time explaining why I love the map rather than the gun. But if I had to sum it all up, the M27 is an amazing gun. You should definitely use it. It's a bit more on the expensive side due to the HK416 being quite expensive, but otherwise, it's quite good. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed the previous videos, and I hope you have a good day.